love you more than ice cream. I go to college, I get a letter from my grandmother, and she signs it, "I love you more than ice cream." I truly didn't think that that kind of love could exist. How can you love somebody more than ice cream? Like, that showed me a lot. I grew up in a family where my mom was a little on that hippy-dippy, like, tried to sneak in carob as what chocolate was, and sugar cereals were only available to us once a year when we went camping. Golden grams, so it wasn't even like the real artificial. So my grandmother was a huge part of my life in the introducing me to the sweets and the memories of sharing ice cream with my grandmother. And I will never forget that. And I'll never forget all the times that we got to go to Swenson's and order ice cream with hot fudge on the side because you didn't want it to melt all the ice cream when you first got it. Or so many things. I'm here to talk to you, or we're all here to talk about what are the secrets to success. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the fact that I think that success is very subjective, and success can mean different things to different people. The first person I think of when I think of success is my grandparents. My grandparents were Holocaust survivors. What they had to endure to create the life that they created in the United States has put my whole life into perspective ever since I was a little girl. My grandparents were 21, 22 when they left Germany and Czechoslovakia, met in right outside of London, England, started their entire family, their marriage, from losing their entire family, their entire possessions, and everything, and started this life. They moved to Chicago. They raised my dad and my aunt, got them through grad school, and really, truly lived a life, traveling the world, not owning any house, not having a lot of money, but whatever they did, they did by traveling and spending their lives that way. And to me, that is a huge success. So when people in society defines like success, you think all these things like, oh, you have to make a lot of money, you got to do this, and there's all these pressures of society. And even with a business, Ruby Jewel, we've had many successes over the years. I'm going to talk to you tell you a little bit about a few of the main highlights of successes for Ruby Jewel. And the first one is the very first day that Ruby Jewel was being sold at the Portland Farmers Market. And people were coming up, buying our ice cream sandwiches, and I didn't know who they were. And it wasn't like, oh, okay, your friends and family are going to come, and they're going to say, oh my God, these are so good. Oh my God, this is great. But, I'm not going to really trust that because they're just going to be polite. So when you have a new business, you got to kind of get it out there. You got to get other people to validate the idea. So that first rah-rah of success was having people come back and buy Ruby Jewel again and again. Huge success. Another successful moment for me was a couple years after we were featured on the Food Network. Big success. We found this woman named Renee Rogers. She found us. She saw it on the Food Network. She started buying our ice cream sandwiches. We were shipping to them in Texas, and she's like, I want to invest in you. Like, okay, we weren't quite looking for money at that point. I believe in you. This is an amazing product. I'm like, okay. I literally got a check for $10,000 in the mail with this beautiful cross pen that I still use today. And she had never met me. I actually have never met this woman. She unfortunately passed away, but to have that person that's believing in you, huge success for me. Huge success. The other part of success is we've been in business for 15 years now. I mean, 15 years. I'm really proud of that. We've built a really strong, solid foundation We have over 100 employees. We give a really generous PTO, healthcare benefits, and I'm really, really proud of that. And then there's that other side. So that's kind of what the outside sees, right? They see that all these things as success. But then there's all these other things going on the inside. There's always, all the issues that you're dealing with. And a few of those, Ruby Jewel had just gotten their registered trademark for Ruby Jewel. And about a month later, we're getting a cease and desist letter from Jewel Osco out in Chicago. We have the registered trademark for Jewel ice cream sandwiches, that generic, artificially flavored chocolate vanilla, and you need to change your name. No, we're Ruby Jewel ice cream. We make lemon cookies with honey lavender ice cream, and there's no way we're gonna cause customer confusion in the marketplace. I mean, attorneys and the business people that were a lot more savvy than I was at the time thought, you gotta change your name. They're way bigger than you gotta change your name. Nope, I am not changing my name. Ruby Jewel is named after a yurt in Colorado. It has nothing to do with Jewel Osco, and that was one of those things. But caused a lot of stress and a lot of angst and a lot of bills that took a long, long time to pay off. It's all these things that you see from the outside as being successful, and then what's going on the inside. It's always been really hard for me to manage as an entrepreneur. So I decided I'm gonna really try to figure out and define what success looks like to me so that I can really understand and live with the successes that I have and be okay with it instead of comparing myself to others and all these things. So a few of the things on my card of what success means to me is personally, I love waking up in the morning, going to bed at night, and I love the family that we have, and I love that I have this amazing husband, because as all of you entrepreneurs know, being married to one of us can get a little crazy at times. So to me, when I look at that card and I can say, all these other things are going on, but what's most important to me and what does success look like to me? It's that I have a home and a loving husband and a loving, wonderful child, and I can feel okay about that. Another thing on my card is shared memorable experiences. It's so important to me to be able to travel, to be able to share time with others, and spend time that way, more than anything that's material. So to me, one of the successes that I see in my life is shared memorable experiences. So I've gifted everybody on their tables. I've gifted you guys all a card, and what I'd like for you to do is really take some time and put down on that card some of the things that mean success to you. So when that outside world and what society is telling you success looks like, you can look at your own card and you can say, well, that's what they're saying, but this is what's really, truly important to me. So, figure out who you love more than ice cream and make sure you let them know that you love them more than ice cream, because I can tell you that it can really mean something to a lot of people. So thank you very much.